This is the runoff for 7 to 12. With Helena Casas of Spain. There is Agnes Ronner of the Netherlands, narrowly missing out on a qualification for the final. Got a 4th place in the runoff. The Russian is Olga Streltsova. The Greek, Angeliki Koutsonikoli. So I'm definitely not going to say after Christmas Day. When I've had a viewer, probably. Gaivenyte of Lithuania. Britain's Jessica Varnish lining up for this runoff for 7th to 12th. What does it mean, Jamie, for a rider to run off from 7th to 12th? It always seems to me as reasonably pointless.
Yeah, it is a bit, I don't know, I mean, if you haven't made the main final, you can be a bit downhearted and such, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's all gaining those points, so it is still relatively important for these riders to do the best they can to get points to qualify for the World, so, which is obviously like a position that Jess Varnish is in, so hopefully she can do well in this event and gain that all-important point to qualify, but, yeah, it is sometimes hard and you don't always want to do it. And I've been in that situation before, but you basically have to be a good sports person and participate in the event. Whether you actually try your hardest or not, that's up to you, but you have to at least get to the line and get in the race.
Well, you can take any position you want in this line as long as you don't overtake the donne, or in this case the small trail bike riding in the front of everything. And it's Jess Varnish who's taken up position just ahead of Gaivenyte. Looked like somebody maybe touched a wheel there. I think Gaivenyte possibly just touching the back of Jess Varnish's wheel as the bike flipped over to the left there. No problem, just or trying to get out the way. Not at this speed anyway.
Yeah, you've got to be careful though. Some of these tyres are actually silk woven with like a rubber band. Basically, that is the tread. Very simple tyre, but very effective and very solid. So, with silk sidewalls, so to speak, you can actually puncture these things pretty easy. And you do see that sometimes. All you've got to do is rub someone else's wheel or someone else's leg or something for literally probably a second, and you could actually burst the sidewall. So, we do go through quite a few of these tyres, and I'm always seeing the mechanics in the workshop gluing on new tyres, and God knows how much the budget is for the tyres, but they're not cheap either.
No, they're not. These top-class silks are very, very expensive. In fact, I mean, they used to make them really, really well.
They're more than car tyres, basically. For those of you out there listening,
absolutely,
they are expensive. Obviously, it's the time it takes to make them. But getting up to speed now, the motorbike slowly increasing the pace. Probably going to pull off around 50k an hour. It's about 35 miles an hour with 2.5 laps to go. So with 3 laps here on the board. Motorbike coming off. Here we go.
Well, this looks like Jess Varnish is at the front of this group. She'll want to sort of keep the pace high because she's probably found herself in a position that she wouldn't particularly want to be in, and already she's slipped back a little bit. The Briton Agnes Ronner of the Netherlands comes through over the top. The Greek rider trying to hang in behind Casas of Spain, and the Russian Streltsova. Well, the Lithuanian Gaivenyte hits the front. Oh, she's got a big gap. Jess Varnish there coming over the top for second. Can she get it? Yes, she does. Gaivenyte, and then Varnish, and then Casas. Well, photo finish between Casas, Streltsova, and Ronner. Well, Jess Varnish, well, they're all a little bit outclassed, really, by Gaivenyte there. She got the jump and stayed away. So the Lithuanian convincing a victory in the runoff. Varnish takes second, and I think it was Casas of Spain, looked like to me, as though gets third spot. Big gap though. Yeah, Gaivenyte, she definitely, I think, caught them off guard a bit there and opened up a really decent gap, making her life easier, leaving the rest of the bunch to fight for second and third. So Gaivenyte finishes. Just as a point of reference, really, they take that time for the last 200 meters of the race
it just gives the viewer and the riders an idea of how fast they actually competed that 200 metres, and kind of gives them an idea of the pace of the race as well. So 12 seconds is respectable, considering it is a 8-lap race, or 2.5 laps without the motorbike. But they're still going at a good pace. The 200 metres is obviously used in the men's and women's qualifying for the sprint events as a seeding. But yeah, as you said, they do use that 200 metres to kind of give you an idea of the pace of the race here, even in the Keirins. They don't use it in the endurance events, so as far as I know, just the sprint events.
Just the sprint events. Monique Sullivan of Canada, Emily Rosemond of Australia. Well, I think again the only Australian here. Getting some words of wisdom from coach. This is the rundown for the final. Christin Muche of Germany, Monique Sullivan of Canada, Lisandra Guerra of Cuba, Simona Krupeckaitė once again of Lithuania, hoping to get another medal here. Diana García of Colombia. The Colombians will be hoping to get another medal as well. Emily Rosemond of Australia. And it looks like Rosemond who's taken up... no, it isn't, sorry. I thought Rosemond had taken up that front spot, but it isn't. It's... it is it? Yeah, probably is, yeah. It is indeed. Emily Rosemond first, then Muche, then Sullivan, then the Colombian, the Cuban, and finally Lithuanian Krupeckaitė. Garcia Orego is the Colombian. And as we said, Jamie, you can take up any spot in this line. In fact, you could all bunch up almost to the shoulder of the rider in first if you wanted to, as long as you didn't come over the top and get beyond the back wheel of the Donne.
Exactly. The referee will blow the whistle if anyone passes the back wheel of the motorbike. But yeah, basically, I mean, at this point, you're just trying to conserve as much energy as you can. The pace is relatively low, but still having your head out in the wind can definitely take a little edge off your legs. But you know, there's no necessarily rules saying what form you have to take. But the riders always just form a nice line. You get behind the rider in front of you and just stay as aero as you can.
Have you been in a situation where you've had 2 or 3 riders riding abreast at the front here?
Yeah, sometimes you see it a lot in the junior ranks, mainly from inexperience. And I did it a few times when I first started Keirin racing, but my coach was always yelling at me, just get back in line. So I think you've only got to do it a couple of times and you get the idea that you're basically wasting your energy. Sometimes you'll get riders coming around the outside of someone. If there's a hot favourite in the race, you might get someone trying to maybe block them in, which happens sometimes. But generally speaking, I think 95% of the times this is the kind of shape the race will take. And as the pace gets up, the gaps will start to appear. That basically is just to give the rider a bit more room to manoeuvre, really. If you start to really box yourself in with all the other riders, you're not giving yourself enough room. So
bike pulls off. And it's Emily Rosemond at the front now. She's been right on that rear wheel of the bike. The gaps were opening up behind. Christin Muche of Germany is in second in line, looking over her shoulder, seeing where everybody else is. It's Diana García of Colombia in third spot. Rosemond is fairly new to this. She's doing a good job at the moment with the bell going. The strongest rider in this group, apart from Krupeckaitė, is probably Christin Muche or Lisandra Guerra. Guerra trying to go the long way around over the top. She's not got the legs, I don't think, this time. It's Muche of Germany. It's the front. Rosemond is still hanging in there. That's good form by her, and almost being taken for silver by the Colombian. Christin Muche has time to put her hands in the air. She's a powerful rider, is Muche.
Can be a big step towards world domination. So you got to start somewhere. And winning World Cups is a good place to start. So yeah, it's always good for the morale.
No medal this time for Simona Krupeckaitė. I don't think she was even trying, really. She's in the middle there. She's got her medals this time around. It didn't look as though she was putting maximum effort into me.
I was a bit surprised at Guerra and also Krupeckaitė. I thought they would have been a little bit more up the front, but Krupeckaitė's had a busy weekend already, winning the sprint and the 500, so maybe her legs were a little bit tired coming into this event.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Possibly the same for Guerra. She's ridden the same events anyway, but Christin Muche taking the gold for Germany.